Welcome all my beloved secondary primary school. That's our wiki time for science, and today we'll start a new lesson of new unit, which is unit 4, which is the biology unit of our syllabus this year. ان شاء الله النهارده هنبدا اول يونت 4، هي الوحده الوحيده اللي بتتكلم عن دروس البيولوجيا او الاحياء بمنهجنا ان شاء الله السنه دي. ان شاء الله النهارده هنتكلم عن nervous system او الجهاز العصبي. I think it's the most important system in our body because it controls all the biological function, all the ideas, all the behaviors, all the processes inside and outside our body. So let me remind you what we have studied in systems in primary 4 and in primary 5. فكركم تاني درسنا كام system في primary 4 primary 5. We have studied up till now 4 systems, which are number 1 in primary 4, number 1 digestive system. درسنا جهاز مهم قوي اسمه الجهاز الهضمي in primary 4, and also respiratory system جهاز تنفسي respiratory system. And also we started in primary 5 2 other systems, which are number 1 or number 3 بقى عشان يبقى الترتيب ماشي مظبوط. number 3 circulatory system الجهاز الدوري. and number 4 or the last system which we have studied is the urinary system or the excretory system. So each system of them is responsible for main function. كل system منهم مسؤول عن وظيفة محددة. Digestion is responsible for digestion of food. Okay? And the respiratory system is responsible for supplying the body with oxygen to burn food, as we have started. And circulatory system is responsible for مسؤول عن وظيفة مهمة جدا اسمها circulation أو الدورة الدموية أو توزيع الفود الأكسجين على الجسم كله. Urinary system is responsible for getting rid of wastes. So we have studied many systems up till now in primary 4 and primary 5. So which is a system which is responsible for controlling all these systems? مين بقى هو السيستم المسؤول عنهم كلهم؟ هو النهارده إن شاء الله nervous system. So today we'll study the nervous system, which is the main control system or is the communication or controlling body system inside your body. So today the nervous system will be the most important system inside our syllabus this year. So let's start with the definition for the nervous system. Definition مهم قوي. Nervous system is the communication and controlling body system inside our body. Again, we can make a definition for this system. Nervous system is the controlling and communication system inside our body. So again, nervous system is what? Is the communication and controlling body system inside our body. هو جهاز التحكم والاتصال في الجسم كله. يعني without nervous system we can't live. مش هنقدر نعيش. Why? Because nervous system communicates and controls all the other body system. Again, nervous system controls and communicates all the other body system. Another function of the nervous system has many functions, has many important and vital function inside and outside our body, such as that it controls and regulates all the vital processes of the body. Again, it controls and regulates all the vital processes or operations of the body. هو بيتحكم وبينظم أي عملية حيوية داخل جسم الإنسان, such as what? Such as digestion, respiration, such as movement of blood or blood circulation, such as getting rid of wastes. Any process inside your body is controlled by nervous system. أي عملية بتتم داخل جسمي بيتحكم فيها nervous system. Again, nervous system again controls and regulates all the operation and function inside our body. Another function of the nervous system, وظيفة تانية, it receives information from the environment and from the body. بيستقبل معلومات من البيئة ومن الجسم شخصيا. ازاي؟ It receives information from the environment, such as the weather is cold, the weather is hot, such as something smooth, something rough, شيء ناعم, شيء خشن, الجو برد, الجو حار. أي information about the environment, it will be received by this system. And also from the body. The body is tired, the body is exhausted, the body is hungry, the body is thirsty. الجسم محتاج ميه, محتاج food, محتاج أي حاجة, عطشان أو جعان. كل الاوبريشن دي أو كل الانفورميشن ديت بيستقبلها النيرفس سيستم, هو اللي هيستجيب ليها بعد كده. Another information of the nervous system, it interprets يعني بيفسر, interprets يعني بيفسر this information and makes the body respond to it. بيفسر أي information ويخلي الجسم يستجيب ليها. For example, if you feel hot, what will you do? You will turn on a fan, turn on the air condition, open the window. If you feel cold, what will you do? You will turn on the heater you will wear heavy clothes and so on. يعني لو حسيت ان في اي مشكله في الجو حر او جو برد، اللي بيفسر لي دوت او بيستقبل ده هو nervous system، وهو اللي هيتعامل معاه وهيستجيب معاه. So again, nervous system is the most important system inside our body. Another information of the nervous system or another function، وظيفه ثانيه، it is responsible for، هو مسؤول عن knowing the things are hot or cold, sweet or bitter, rough or smooth. Again, هو مسؤول عن ان انا احس باي حاجه hot or cold by the nervous system, sweet or bitter by the taste عن طريق الطعم، rough or smooth خشن او ناعم. So again, اي احساس او اي sense organs كلها برضو متصله بالنيرفس سيستم. عشان كده بنقول ان النيرفس سيستم is the main controlling and communication system inside our body. Another information, it adjusts the response that require emotion، هو اللي بيظبط الانفعالات بتاعتنا اللي بتطلب مننا انفعالات such as feeling happy, feeling joyful, feeling angry, feeling sad, feeling any feeling. So again, the nervous system again is the most important system because it controls all the behaviors, ideas, processes, information, and all the things, all the operations that process inside and outside our body. Another information about the nervous system, it makes you happy or makes you sad or makes you angry or calm. Again, هو مسؤول عن أنا أكون سعيد أو أكون غضبان، أن أكون حزين أو أكون هادي. For example, if the nervous system gets information about that you have succeeded in primary 6, what will you do? What will you be? You will be very happy. If the opposite, you will be sad. So the nervous system is responsible for all the emotion inside your body. So it makes you sad or happy, angry or calm. Another information of the nervous system, it oversees and regulates. Oversees يعني بيشرف وبينظم the multiple functions، أي وظائف متعددة of the body such as moving, feeding, digestion, breathing, thinking and other. يبقى أي وظيفة بتتم داخل الجسم، أي operation بيتحكم فيها nervous system. So we can say nervous system is the main system, is the main controlling and communication system inside our body, or we can say that it's the most important system. هو أهم جهاز في جسم الإنسان. عشان كده خليناه للبرايمري 6 مش برايمري 4 ولا برايمري 5. يبقى again درسنا في برايمري 4 برايمري 5 up till now. For system, for food and oxygen, for circulation, for getting rid of wastes. But today in primary 6 we will study the nervous system, which is the most important system inside our body. هو أهم جهاز في جسمنا. So another information about this important system, what is the nervous system consists of what? Nervous system consists of two main parts, which are central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. So again, we can say the nervous system consists of two main parts، جزئين رئيسيين بيتكون منهم الجهاز العصبي هما central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system الجهاز العصبي المركزي and the peripheral nervous system الجهاز العصبي الطرفي. النهارده ان شاء الله هنتكلم عن part 1 بس، هو central nervous system. So again, we can say the nervous system consists of two main parts, which are, I can write them, nervous system consists of two main parts, which are central nervous system or CNS. ممكن اختصرها اقول CNS and peripheral nervous system or PNS. So what is the construction or the structure of central nervous system or CNS? It consists of two main parts، جزئين رئيسيين برضه هو كمان، which are the brain اللي بنسميه المخ، لان معترض على التسميه ديت، هو المفروض نسميه الجهاز المخي مش المخ. brain and spinal cord او النخاع الشوكي. So again, central nervous system consists of two main parts, which are brain and spinal cord. But what about nervous system at all? Nervous system at all consists of two main parts, which are central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system الجهاز العصبي المركزي أو CNS consists of two main parts, which are the brain المخ and the spinal cord والنخاع الشوكي. So what about each one of them? We'll study them in detail. إن شاء الله ندرس النهارده بالتفصيل and many interesting and important information at the same time. So now, what is the basic unit of the nervous system? We have studied in primary 4 that any living organism consists of system, and also the system consists of organs, and also the organ consists of tissues, and at last tissues consist of smaller building units, which are ده cells. So let me explain this in details. ندرس بالتفصيل كويس قوي يعني ايه كلمة cell. درسنا ان اي living organism، اي كائن حي فينا consists of many systems such as digestive, respiratory, nervous and so on. And any system consists of organs أعضاء. So the organ consists of tissues أنسجة. And at last tissue consists of small units called cells. So what's meant by the cell, or what's the definition of cell؟ ايه تعريف السيل؟ درسناه في primary 4. Cell is the smallest building unit, the smallest building unit of the body. So again, cell is the smallest building unit of the body. So what about the cells of the nervous system؟ يعني هل خلايا الجهاز العصبي هي زي أي cells في الجسم؟ No, never. The cells of the nervous system are different because they must be in a special structure and a special function because they do, as I said before, the most important function inside our body. هم أكيد لازم هيكونوا cells من نوع خاص بشكل خاص عشان يقوموا بوظيفة خاصة جدا ومهمة جدا جدا جدا. So let me draw the nerve cell. يعني ايه خلايا عصبية، رسمتها مهمة جدا، وقلنا أكتر مرة أنت you are wanted، أنت مطلوب منك to label the drawing only not to draw. أنت مطلوب منك بس تحط الليبل على الرسمة. So let me draw the nerve cell. ممكن نسميها nerve cell أو كمان ممكن نسميها اسم تاني خالص اسمه نيورون. يبقى نيورون او نيرف سيل الاثنين بنفس المعنى the same meaning which are او معناهم الخلايا العصبيه. So it consists of two main parts which are axon، تكون حاجه اسمها axon and also the cell body. Axon and the cell body. So what about the axon؟ I can write here is the axon يعني محور الخليه, and also the axon is covered by units of a material which is called myelin sheath. يعني الاكسون ده ربنا كده عمل له cover عشان يحميه من مادة اسمها myelin sheath. So here I can write myelin sheath. ناخد بالنا كويس قوي من السبيلنج. أنا بقول myelin مش ميلامين sheath. Okay? myelin sheath. So the axon again is covered by what? It's covered by myelin sheath. And also the axon is ended with terminal dendritis, or I can write here terminal dendritis. What's meant by that؟ إيه معنى دوت؟ إيه معنى دوت؟ معناها تفرعات شجرية نهائية. So now we have a caller from السعودية, from Saudi Arabia. Nayera, how are you, Nayera? Nayera, how are you? How is science with you, Nayera? How is science with you, Nayera?
Good.
Good, okay. You have a question, Nayera? You want to be asked? Okay, Nayera. You have studied the nervous system?
Yes.
Okay. You have studied the structure of the nerve cell, خلايا عصبية? The nerve cell or the neuron? Nayera, you are with us?
Oh.
Okay. So what is the structure of the nerve cell, Nayera? Nerve cell or the neuron consists of?
Nucleus.
Nucleus. So I can write here nucleus. Nucleus inside the cell body, and also cytoplasm. Excellent, Nayera. Cytoplasm. And also what?
Plasma membrane.
Branches. بنسميها ايه نيرة؟
Plasma membrane.
Plasma membrane. Okay. Here is plasma membrane. زيها زي اي cell. Plasma membrane. And also here is dendritis. Okay. هنا في تفرعات بنسميها ايه نيرة؟ Dendritis. So again, Nayera, the neuron or the nerve cell consists of how many parts? It consists of only two main parts. هما جزئين بس رئيسيين. The axon هو محور الخلية and the cell body. The cell body, as you said, cell body بتتكون من nucleus. نشوف مع بعض تاني الرسمة. Nucleus and also plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and also at last there are dendritis or the branching to make the synaptic area. Okay, Nayera?
Okay.
Nayera, I have a very important question for you. This question will be give reason, okay? I will write it for you. نكتبه مع بعض. The question says that give reason. There are dendritis extending outwards, extending from the nerve cell. Why, Nayera? Why there are dendritis? نرجع تاني للدراونج يا نيرة. ليه هنا في dendritis عند النيرف سيل؟ سؤال صعب؟ نيرة؟ سؤال صعب. Give reasons there are dendrites extending outwards from the nerve cell. ليه في حاجة اسمها dendrites أو تفرعات شجيرية أو branches خارجة من nerve cell؟ الهدف منها إنها تعمل حاجة اسمها synaptic area يعني اتصال عصبي. أوكي نيرة؟ So the
Okay.
answer will be that dendrites has a very important function to make a synaptic area. So I can write it will make a synaptic area يعني اتصال عصبي اتصال عصبي synaptic area between the neighboring cell. اوكي يبقى الهدف من الدندرايتس انها تعمل اتصال عصبي synaptic area في الخلايا المجاورة. اوكي Nayara, you have another question? You want to be asked another question? Okay Nayara, tell me what is the structure of the central nervous system?
البرين
Spinal cord. Okay,
والفانكو.
so the brain consists of what?
السيربرام والسيربيلم وده من
Cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. So excellent, Nayara. Thank you very much for your participation, and please try to call us again. Thank you, Nayara. So now we have studied the structure of the nerve cell as Nayara helped us. Nayara ساعدتنا كتير قوي في structure دوت. Again, we will draw it again because it's very important, and you are wanted also to label the diagram. So the nerve cell, as I said, consists of two main parts, which are the axon and the cell body. So again, the nerve cell خلية عصبية أو سميناها neuron nerve cell أو neuron نرسم مع بعض neuron. It consists of two main parts which are the axon and also the cell body. Okay. The axon is covered by a sheath of myelin or a cover of myelin. axon متغطي بمادة اسمها myelin sheath. Okay, like that. I can write here myelin, and again I warn you from the spelling. Please, the spelling here is very important. Myelin sheath. Okay, and ends with terminal dendrites. بينتهي بحاجة اسمها terminal dendritis أو تفرعات نهائية terminal dendritis. والهدف منها برضه إنها تعمل synaptic area. So what about the cell body? Cell body here contains nucleus, such as any cell. أي cell فيها nucleus, and all cytoplasm, and also plasma membrane, also plasma membrane, cytoplasm, and at last it ends with terminal dendrites or dendrites, for making synaptic area. يعني dendrites الهدف انها extend inside the cells, extend inside the muscles، تمتد داخل العضلات عشان تعمل حاجة اسمها synaptic area يعني اتصال عصبي بين السيلز وبعضها. So when I catch or touch anything hot, I will feel hot at once. Why? Because any cell connected with the othering cell or connected with the synaptic area، يعني أي سيل توصل للسيل اللي بعدها عن طريق الدندرايتس، عشان كده بحس بالسخونة فورا. So again, the nerve cell is a very important drawing in the exam, and you are wanted to only label the diagram. So now let's return back to the lesson of the nervous system. So we can make a definition for the nerve cell. We can say that it is a nerve cell, or it's called the neuron. So we can make a definition for it. It is the building unit of the nervous system. تعريف nerve cell أو neuron تعريف صغير جدا ومهم جدا. We can say it is the building unit of the nervous system. It is the building unit of the nervous system. So now it consists of, as I said, two parts only, which are cell body. هتتكون من جزئين، جزء بنسميه cell body and the other is called axon. What about them? I have a drawing here for the nerve cell or the neuron. As I said, it contains or consists of two main parts, which are جزئين مهمين قوي: axon and the cell body. Axon is covered by myelin sheath, and also is ended with axon terminals. So what about the cell body? Cell body contains nucleus فيها نواة, cytoplasm أو سائل بلازمي, plasma membrane, and also it has many branches, which is called dendrites. Dendrites is very important for making synaptic area. For making what? Synaptic area, يعني اتصال عصبي بين السيلز وبعضها. So here is the nerve cell or the neuron, and it's very important drawing. هي رسم مهم جدا, and it may become in your exam إن شاء الله. So now cell body contains, as I said, two main parts, which are, the nerve cell contains two main parts, which are the axon and cell body. But what about cell body? Cell body contains a nucleus, cytoplasm, and also the plasma membrane. There are some branches, في branches خارجة منها سميناها dendrites, and this is very, very important for making what? For making synaptic area, extending from the neuron's body called dendrites. Dendrites connect to the neighboring cells or the neighboring neurons to form the synapse. Synapse أو synaptic area يعني اتصال عصبي بين السيلز وبعضها. So now, what's about the axon? إيه هو الأكسون أو محور الخلية? It is the cylindrical axis covered with a fatty layer called myelin sheath. هو محور اسطواني متغطي بطبقة دهنية بنسميها myelin sheath. Myelin sheath الكفر اللي بيغطي axon of the nerve cell. So the axon ends with nerve endings called axon terminals. الأكسون بينتهي بنهايات بنسميها axon terminals. So axon terminals are connected to the muscles to form again the synaptic area or the synapse with the other neuron. يبقى الهدف من التفرعات سواء في الأكسون أو في السيل بادي هو هدف واحد بس، إن يكون في synaptic area أو اتصال عصبي أو synapse بين السيلز والماسل عشان نحس بأي حاجة بتلمس الجسم أو بتأثر على الجسم from outside the body, from the environment, such as cooling, such as hotness, such as something very sharp like a needle or a nail, anything at once. يبقى الهدف من التفرعات سواء كانت في الأكسون أو في النيرف سيل أو السيل بادي هو هدف واحد بس، يكون في synaptic area اتصال عصبي بين السيلز والماسل أو بين السيلز وبعضها. So now, nervous system again consists of two main parts as we said, which are central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. نرجع تاني الجهاز العصبي قلنا بيتكون من two main parts which are جزئين رئيسيين هما central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. هنتكلم النهارده بس عن central nervous system which contains or which consists of two main parts which are the brain and the spinal cord. So here is a picture of the whole nervous system. Nervous system contains two main parts which are central nervous system, the brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral إن شاء الله الحصة الجاية أو الحلقة الجاية إن شاء الله the cranial nerves and spinal nerves. يبقى النهارده هنتكلم بس عن the brain المخ and the spinal cord. So now let's start with the central nervous system الجهاز العصبي المركزي أو هنسميه CNS أو central nervous system. Contains two parts or two main organs which are the brain المخ and the spinal cord. Let us now talk about the brain. نتكلم بقى بالتفصيل عن البرين لأنه عضو مهم جدا. The brain is a nerve block. هو كتلة عصبية containing or contains millions of nerve cells. بيحتوي على ملايين الخلايا العصبية أو هنسميها نيورون زي ما رسمناها من شوية. And it is the main control center in your body. هو أكبر جهاز تحكم في جسمك. البرين ده هو بيتحكم في الجسم كله. هو المين كنترول سيستم في النيرفس سيستم اللي هو برضه سميناه main controlling and communication system. يبقى البرين is the nerve block containing millions of nerve cells, neurons, and it is the main control center in your body. Main control center in your body. Again, the brain is a nerve block كتلة عصبية containing millions of nerve cells or neurons, and it is the main control center in your body. So where is the brain? Brain موجود فين؟ We know that it is located inside a bony box علبة عظمية which is called the skull. هو داخل السكال. Give reason or why or give me the reason for that to protect it. So we have a give reason in this point. ليه البرين موجود جوه السكال for protection or to protect it. So again the brain is located inside the skull or is found in the skull to protect it. So what is the function of the brain? إيه وظائف البرين? It directs and coordinates all the processes. بيتحكم أو بينظم أو بيوجه كل العمليات ideas الأفكار behaviors السلوكيات and also the emotions المشاعر. It is like the computer. ممكن كمان نشبهه بالكمبيوتر لأن هو بيتحكم في كل حاجة inside and outside your body. It consists of three main parts. عشان كده مش بحب أسميه المخ، بحب أسميه الجهاز المخي، ده اللفظ الأدق ليه. بيكون من جزء هنسميه cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. يبقى البرين بيكون من three parts which are cerebrum, cerebellum and at last medulla oblongata. So let me draw the brain because it's very important drawing. نرسم brain مع بعض. The brain contains or consists of three main parts which are cerebrum, ده cerebrum, and cerebellum at the back area of your head, and at last medulla oblongata. So again I have three main parts of the brain that أجزاء رئيسيين cerebrum, cerebrum, and cerebellum, cerebellum, and at last medulla oblongata, medulla, medulla oblongata. ناخد بالنا كويس قوي من السبيلنج لان كلمه سيريبرام يمكن تكون شبه سيريبيلم شويه. سيريبرام، سيريبرام ده اللي هنسميه بقى المخ، هو ده فعلا المخ او اللي بنسميه سيريبرام، او كمان ساعات بنسميه تو سيريبرال هيمسفير، تو سيريبرال، تو سيريبرال هيمسفير. يعني هو مش جزء واحد بس، هما نصين، يعني نصفان الكرويان. هو انا شايف واحد بس والتاني at the back، هو في الخلف يعني جنبي بالظبط كده. يعني لو انا ببص من فوق على البرين هشوف two parts هنسميهم two cerebral hemisphere او هنسميهم مع بعض cerebrum. لكن لو ببص from the inside area من الجنب كده هشوف جزء واحد بس هنسميه برضو cerebrum او two cerebral hemisphere. So what about this part؟ الجزء التاني دوت ده بنسميه cerebellum، جزء مهم جدا في البرين. واخطر جزء فيهم واهم جزء the most important part is that medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is the most important part in the brain. So again, the brain consists of what? Become a brain. Three parts which are cerebrum, cerebellum, medulla oblongata. Cerebrum, cerebellum, and at last medulla oblongata. So again, the brain consists of three main parts which are cerebrum, cerebrum أو الجزء, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. So what is the function of each one of them and what is the structure? ايه تركيبه وايه وظيفته؟ Let us see this picture of the brain. The brain consists of, as I said, three main parts، ثلاث أجزاء رئيسيين. cerebrum، cerebrum أو هنسميها cerebral to cerebral hemisphere، and cerebellum، cerebellum at the back area، cerebellum في الخلف هنا، and also medulla oblongata. medulla oblongata أو النخاع المستطيل أو ساعات بنسميه كمان جذع المخ. يمكن نسمع الكلمة دي كتير قوي في أي برامج طبية. So again, the brain consists of three main parts which are cerebrum, cerebellum, and at last medulla oblongata. What is the function of each one of them? We have many functions and many structures and many information about each one of them. The cerebrum أو الجزء في البرين، cerebrum هو مكانه فين تحديدا؟ هو موجود في السكال، في الجمجمة. وقلنا هو two cerebral hemisphere، هم جزئين، يعني جزء يمين وجزء شمال. So they are very important two parts from the first part cerebrum of the brain. So they are the largest part of the brain. هم أكبر جزء في البرين as we have seen in the picture. It's divided into two halves. هم نصين right and left، يمين وشمال. Called the two cerebral hemisphere. بنسميهم two cerebral hemisphere أو النصفان الكرويان. The outer surface of them is called cerebral cortex. الجزء الخارجي منهم بنسميه القشرة المخية أو cerebral cortex. And it is a gray matter، هي مادة رمادية. And the inner surface، السطح الداخلي called white matter. ركز قوي في الألوان هنا لأن البرين هيبقى تقريبا عكس السباينال كورد. البرين هو من بره gray ومن جوه white أو cerebrum. I'm sorry. From the outside is gray matter and from inside is white matter. هو من الخارج gray matter مادة رمادية ومن الداخل white matter. أكيد لو شفنا brain of some animal like a sheep زي خروف مثلا for example or a chicken, we can see that the color of the cerebrum from outside is gray matter and the color from inside is white matter. So the two hemispheres have many convolutions and folds on their surface. So let me draw this please. نرسمها مع بعض. ليه البرين أو ليه التو هيمسفير دول أو السيريبرم عنده convolution؟ We can draw it like this. Many convolution like this. Why? To increase the surface area. So I have give reason now. Give reason. There is or there are convolution or folds يعني ثنايات أو منحنيات or folds inside the brain or inside the cerebrum. طبعا cerebrum هو أول جزء من البرين. So the answer would be that to increase the surface area عشان يزود مساحة السطح. To increase the surface area. So again, the convolution or the fold inside the cerebrum is found to increase the surface area. So what is the function of the cerebrum؟ ايه وظيفة السيربرم؟ دي وظيفة مهمة جدا جدا او هي اكتر وظيفة مهمة فعلا. Number one, it controls the voluntary action. بيتحكم في حاجات بنسميها voluntary movement او voluntary action، يعني اي افعال ارادية. For example, such as running in races، واحد بيجري في سبق هو already عارف ان هو بيجري. Such as eating، انا هاكل وانا عارف ان انا هاكل. Such as studying، such as hearing a song such as drawing أي حاجة بعملها with my will بإرادتي أنا it will be controlled by the cerebrum هيتحكم فيها ال cerebrum. So again the cerebrum has many functions. Number one of them is controlling the voluntary movement or controlling the voluntary actions أي أفعال إرادية. Number two is that it receives nerve impulses from the sense organ بيستقبل أي إشارات أو أي information أي معلومات من أي أعضاء الحواس. For example it control the five sense organ يبقى السيريبرام ليه وظيفة تانية هي إنه يتحكم أو يعمل control في كل sense organ. So it controls the eye, the nose, the sense of touch, the ear, the tongue or the taste and so on. So again it has up to now two functions. Number one it controls the voluntary action or the voluntary movement. Also it controlled the sense organ and at last it has the centers of thinking and memory. التفكير والذاكرة already ليهم center أو ليهم مراكز موجودة داخل cerebrum. So we can summarize what is the function of the cerebrum. نلخص مع بعض إيه وظائف الcerebrum. Number one, so we can write that function of cerebrum هو أكبر جزء من المخ أو سميناه two cerebral hemisphere. We have many functions for that. Number one, controlling the voluntary يعني أفعال إرادية voluntary actions أي حاجة بعملها with my will بإرادتي أنا. Number two, sense organ it controls the sense organs أعضاء الحواس the five sense organ and at last it controls the thinking and memory التفكير والذاكرة. عشان كده أي خبطة أو أي إصابة في السيريبرم ممكن تؤدي لفقدان الذاكرة for example losing memory or inability of thinking أو عدم القدرة على التفكير. So after now we have studied all the function of the cerebrum. Cerebrum is the first part of the brain. So what about the second part, cerebellum? Cerebellum is the second part of the brain and it's found in the back area هم في المنطقة الخلفية من البرين and it is controlled or it controls many important functions such as balance of the body. So now let us see what about the cerebellum. Cerebellum lies at the back area of the brain below the two cerebral hemisphere. هو موجود في المنطقة الخلفية من البرين تحت السيريبرم ودي وظيفة واحدة بس هي maintaining the balance of the body. So now let us summarize what we have studied up till now. The cerebrum أو المخ زي ما سميناه. cerebellum ده هنسميه المخيخ. يبقى لو سمعنا كلمة مخيخ كلمة مهمة قوي مش هزار يعني هو ده اللي هنسميه cerebellum and it's found at the back area في المنطقة الخلفية of the head below the cerebrum and it controls the balance of the body. عشان كده بنلاقي الشخص اللي alcoholic drinks أو drunk يعني بيشرب كحوليات كتير can't walk in a straight way or in a proper way ما بينفعش يمشي أو ما يقدرش يمشي بطريقة كويسة. Why? Because the cerebellum here is under the effect of these alcoholic drinks. اللي أثر على السيربيلم تاني هو حاجة مش منهجنا بس نعرفها alcoholic drinks مشروبات كحولية drugs المخدرات and any hitting with a very heavy thing ضربة أو خبطة بحاجة تقيلة شوية and also non-efficient sleeping hours لو مش نايم ساعات كويسة أو مش واخد راحتي في النوم كويس the cerebellum can't make the balance of the body so you can't walk in a proper way مش هينفع أمشي بطريقة كويسة أو طريقة معتدلة. So again the cerebellum is a very important part because it controls the balance of the body during movement. So what about medulla oblongata? Medulla oblongata is the last part of the brain and I think it is the most important and dangerous part at the same time. هو أهم جزء وأخطر جزء في نفس الوقت. Why? Because it controls the involuntary action. هو بيتحكم في أفعال لا إرادية inside the body such as movement of stomach, movement of blood circulation, heartbeats, respiration during sleeping. يعني في حاجات ما ينفعش أنا أوقفها هو اللي بيشغلها باستمرار without my will بدون إرادتي أنا الشخصية. So medulla oblongata is a very important part because it controls what? It controls the involuntary action أفعال لا إرادية inside our body such as heartbeats نبض القلب such as respiration during sleeping تنفس أثناء النوم such as movement of all organs of the digestive system حركة أعضاء الجهاز الهضمي كله such as stomach, intestine or even if it's large or small intestine the function of the liver, the function of the kidneys, and so on. So all these function or all these operations are controlled by medulla oblongata. So I have a very important give reason now. The question says that give reason. infection means معناها إصابة infection of medulla oblongata. لو حصل إصابة للميدالا oblongata it means or it leads to تؤدي إلى leads to death. ليه؟ عشان هو بيتحكم في أفعال إحنا ما نقدرش نوقفها خالص such as involuntary action such as heartbeat. So I can say because medulla oblongata أو النخاع المستطيل أو جذع المخ زي ما بنسميه controls what؟ بيتحكم control the involuntary. ناخد بالنا هنا بقول involuntary مش voluntary عكسها involuntary يعني لا إرادية. involuntary actions such as heartbeats. يعني لو for example كده heartbeats وقف القلب توقف عن النبض it will lead to death هيؤدي الوفاة. Why? Because heartbeat is an involuntary action هو أفعال لا إرادية that is controlled by what? Controlled by medulla oblongata. تحكم فيها medulla oblongata أو النخاع المستطيل. So again the brain consists of up till now we have studied three parts which are cerebrum, cerebellum and medulla oblongata. Each one of them has a structure, has its own structure and also has its own important function. كل جزء فيهم لازم أعرف تركيبه إيه موجود فين بالظبط وكمان لازم أعرف كويس قوي وظيفته إيه. So now the medulla oblongata has another function. It connects the brain with the spinal cord. So let me draw this again. The brain again consists of three main parts which are cerebrum, cerebellum and at last medulla oblongata. So medulla oblongata connects all the brain كل البرين دوت with a very important tube أنبوبة ضيقة جدا بنسميها spinal cord. So again spinal cord is the second part of the central nervous system. So okay, I can write here cerebrum, cerebellum and at last medulla oblongata. So those three parts الثلاث أجزاء دول سميناهم brain and this part is called spinal cord and those two parts الجزئين دول brain number one and the spinal cord number two consist of or composed of what؟ بيكونوا ايه هما الاثنين؟ بيكونوا حاجة بنسميها central nervous system أو الجهاز العصبي المركزي. الجهاز العصبي again المركزي أو central nervous system. So what is the function of the medulla oblongata? Again it controls all the involuntary processes أو أي أفعال لا إرادية such as what? Such as heartbeats, such as movement of respiratory system during sleeping, such as movement and function of digestive system حركة الجهاز التنفسي أو الهضمي أو التنفسي أثناء النوم. يبقى أي أفعال من دول I can't control, I can't or even if I am not aware أو حتى أنا كمان مش داري بيهم مش داري هما بيتموا إزاي. So all of them are involuntary action أفعال لا إرادية. So they are controlled by what? Controlled by medulla oblongata. عشان كده قلت medulla oblongata ده أخطر جزء في البرين جزء مهم جدا لازم نتعامل معاه بحرص جدا أثناء الأوبريشن أو surgery operation عملية جراحية. We can't touch or even if get near of this part ما ينفعش نقرب منه خالص أثناء الجراحة لأنه جزء خطر جدا 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 لأنه بيتحكم في أفعال بنسميها involuntary action أو involuntary processes أفعال أو عمليات لا إرادية such as what? Such as movement of respiratory system during sleeping and also movement and function of digestive system. So now let us talk about the second part of the central nervous system which is the spinal cord. Spinal cord is a cylindrical cord from which the spinal nerve extends. هو حبل اسطواني بتخرج منه أعصاب بنسميها spinal nerve. إن شاء الله هنتكلم عنها بالتفصيل in the next episode لأنها داخلة ضمن حاجة اسمها peripheral nervous system. So again, spinal cord is a cylindrical cord from which the spinal nerves extend. It's a cylindrical cord from which the spinal nerves extend. So it extends in a channel within a series of vertebrae. هو بيمتد داخل قناة معمولة من فقرات of backbone العمود الفقري أو العمود الفقاري which is called the vertebral column also for protection. يبقى هنا برضه لو في نقطة give reason ليه ربنا حط السباينال كورد داخل الفرتبرال كولم او الباك بون also for protection. بالظبط زي ليه البرين موجود داخل السكال الاثنين نفس الانسر، نفس الاجابه for protection للحمايه. Also it consists of internal gray matter ماده رماديه داخليه، ناخد بالنا كويس قوي من الكالرز هنا، that has the shape of the letter H. يعني السباينال كورد كان شكله تقريبا حبل اسطواني كده، ناخد بالنا من الرسمه كويس قوي. لو خدنا سيكشن منه هناخد بالنا ان يكون في الجراي ماتر على شكل حرف H like that. نرسم مع بعض. So here I have the gray matter, okay, and from outside it will be the white matter. اوكي، هو ده السباينال كورد، ده السباينال كورد. لو اخدت منه كده سيكشن سباينال كورد، شريحه كده من هنا تحت ميكروسكوب، هلاقي ان الجراي ماتر لونها فعلا او شكلها شبه حرف H letter and also the white matter will surround it. يبقى السباينال كورد عنده color عكس النيرفس سيستم، عكس السيريبرام. السيريبرام كان من outside من بره gray matter and from inside white matter, but spinal cord from outside is white matter and inside is the gray matter in the shape of the letter H. مهم قوي اعرف الcolors ان هي opposite each other. The spinal cord is opposite to the cerebrum or the brain. So they are opposite in colors, gray, white, gray. And also the gray matter inside the spinal cord is in the shape of the letter H. So the structure of the here is very important information of the spinal cord is opposite to the structure of the cerebral hemisphere. Comparison between them, cerebral and the spinal cord. Look here, the two cerebral hemisphere or cerebrum, سميناها cerebrum أو المخ, internal white matter and external gray matter. So what about the spinal cord? Internal gray matter that has the shape of the letter H and external white matter. So what is the function of the spinal cord? ليه وظيفة مهمة جدا. It delivers the nerve message from the body organs to the brain and vice versa. هو كأنه بالظبط كده أخذ تصويد أو توكيل من البرين إن هو هيوصل النيرف مسج أي رسالة عصبية من البرين للجسم أو من الجسم للبرين. For example, if you feel hotness or you feel cold، لو لمست أي شيء سخن أو شيء بارد، what happened? The spinal cord will deliver the message from your finger to the brain and vice versa. يبقى اتفقنا ان اول وظيفه للسباينال كورد هي الدليفري، هو توصيل الانفورميشن او المسج ما بين الجسم والبرين. يبقى number 1 او function number 1 of the brain, it delivers the nerve messages from the body organs to the brain and vice versa. Another function, it's responsible for reflexes، مسؤول عن حاجه بنسميها reflex او reflex action. هنتكلم عنها ان شاء الله المره الجايه بالتفصيل، موضوع مهم قوي يعني ايه reflex او reflex action. such as withdrawal of your hand quickly when touching a hot surface. لما بسحب ايديا بسرعه جدا لما بلمس حاجه سخنه، it's called what? It's called the reflex action. يبقى مهم قوي اعرف ان المسؤول عن الريفلكس اكشن هو spinal cord not the brain. كأن البرين كان مشغول جدا او عنده many function many operation many jobs، وظائف كتير جدا جدا، فهيقول للسباينال كورد انت هتقوم بس بوظيفه مهمه قوي بالنيابه عني هي reflex action. So here I have give reason question. The brain isn't responsible for، يعني مش مسؤول عن responsible for reflex action. Why the brain isn't responsible for the reflex action? Because reflex actions أو رد الفعل المنعكس reflex action is controlled بيتحكم فيه is controlled by the spinal cord, or I can say the spinal cord controls the reflex action. يبقى اتفقنا ان البرين ليه وظائف مهمه جدا عشان هو مشغول جدا. هيختار كده برايم مينستر ورئيس وزراء. برايم مينستر هو السباينال كورد، يبقى سباينال كورد هو المسؤول عن reflex action not the brain. So now let me summarize what we have started today. درس النهارده درس مهم جدا، درس interesting قوي about the nervous system. We said that nervous system controls and operates and regulates and also communicate all the operation, the processes, the functions, the ideas, the system inside your body and also outside your body. So what is the structure of this main important system? It consists of two main parts, which are, let us summarize them, nervous system, I can write that, nervous system or NS. It consists of two main parts, which are central nervous system, الجهاز العصبي المركزي, and also peripheral nervous system أو الجهاز العصبي الطرفي. So central nervous system consists of two parts, which are the brain and also the spinal cord. Okay, so up till now we have studied this system only, the central nervous system. But what about the peripheral? We'll study it in details, inshallah, the next episode. So we have started today the first part of the nervous system, which is the central nervous system. But I'm afraid our time is up. So I promised you to have another episode about of this nervous system to study the second part of it, which is the peripheral nervous system. And now, thank you and goodbye.